Picture this. You're locked up in Fort Dix, facing serious time. And instead of keeping your head down, you're walking around telling everyone that the President of the United States is about to swoop in and rescue you. Not just you, but all your new prison buddies too. Sound insane? Well, that's exactly what Diddy's doing right now. And the whole situation is more delusional than anyone could have predicted. TMZ just confirmed what's been circulating for weeks. Diddy is literally bragging to inmates that Trump is going to pardon him early next year. We're talking early 2026, before April even hits. And he's not just saying he's getting out, he's telling people that he's going to remember everyone who stood by him, everyone who protected him inside. And when he walks out those gates, he's taking them with him. The man is making promises like he's handing out backstage passes to a concert that doesn't even exist yet. Let's be real for a second. If you genuinely believed you had a presidential pardon waiting for you, would you be spending $8 to $15 million on an expedited appeal? Because that's exactly what Diddy's doing right now. His legal team is filing motions, pushing appeals, and burning through cash like the building is actively on fire. That's not the behavior of someone who thinks they're getting out scot-free in a few months. That's the behavior of someone who knows they need a backup plan, and probably a backup plan for the backup plan. And it doesn't stop there. Diddy also requested a transfer to Fort Dix, specifically so he could participate in their substance program. Why would you need to enroll in a prison rehabilitation program if you're supposedly getting pardoned in a matter of weeks? It's like buying a gym membership, meal prep containers, and hiring a personal trainer while simultaneously telling everyone you're about to win the lottery and retire. The math isn't mathing. Either he believes the pardon is coming and he's wasting millions for no reason, or he knows it's not happening and this whole brag is just smoke and mirrors. Now let's talk about Fort Dix itself, because a lot of people think it's some cushy minimum security resort. It's not. Sure, it's not supermax, but inmates have reported knife attacks, gang tensions, and all kinds of violence. Diddy already had a close call back at MDC Brooklyn when someone came at him with a shiv. His own lawyer said he has a target on his back. So when you're in an environment like that, where your safety depends on how people perceive you, what do? You convince everyone you're still powerful. You tell them you're connected. You make them believe that standing by you now will pay off later. That's what this is really about. Diddy can't afford to look weak in a place where weakness gets exploited. If inmates start seeing him as just another washed-up celebrity who lost everything, his experience inside changes overnight. No respect means no protection. No protection means every day becomes a gamble. So he's out here putting on a performance, building alliances with people he just met, and selling them a dream that he'll take care of them on the outside. It's the same playbook he used for decades in the industry. Promise people access. Promise them opportunities, make them feel like they're part of something bigger, and in return, they stay loyal and keep their mouths shut. That's what this is really about. Diddy can't afford to look weak in a place where weakness gets exploited. If inmates start seeing him as just another washed-up celebrity who lost everything, his experience inside changes overnight. No respect means no protection. No protection means every day becomes a gamble. So he's out here putting on a performance, building alliances with people he just met, and selling them a dream that he'll take care of them on the outside. It's the same playbook he used for decades in the industry. Promise people access, promise them opportunities, make them feel like they're part of something bigger, and in return, they stay loyal and keep their mouths shut. The appeal process tells us everything we need to know about how Diddy's team really feels. He was sentenced to 50 months. He's already been locked up since September 2024, so he's served over a year at this point. If everything goes normally, he's looking at a May 2028 release date. But his lawyers are fighting like their life depends on it, filing motion after motion, requesting specific placements, angling for every possible advantage. That's not the energy of a legal team that thinks their client is about to get a get-out-of-jail-free card from the president. That's the energy of a team that knows they're in this for the long haul, and they better start building the strongest case possible.
And then there's Trump. Let's not pretend we don't know how this man operates. He's unpredictable. He's pardoned and commuted sentences for people that shocked everyone. Just recently, George Santos got a commutation. So yes, Trump has shown he's willing to make controversial moves. But here's the problem. Trump doesn't like being told what he's going to do. He doesn't like people taking him for granted, and he definitely doesn't like feeling used. When someone publicly brags that Trump is their guaranteed ticket out, that puts pressure on Trump in a way that could easily backfire. Imagine you're Trump, and you see reports that some guy locked up in Fort Dix is walking around acting like you're his personal get-out-of-jail service. You might have been considering helping him out quietly, behind the scenes, maybe down the line, but now it's public. Now it's a thing. Now people are watching to see if you're going to do what this guy said you'd do. Suddenly, it's not about mercy or justice or whatever reason you might have had. It's about control. It's about showing everyone that nobody speaks for you, nobody dictates your moves, and nobody takes your decisions for granted. In that scenario, the easiest way to reassert dominance is to not sign that pardon. Let the guy sit. Let everyone see that you call the shots, not him. So Diddy's brag might actually be the worst strategy possible. If there was even a small chance Trump was considering some form of clemency, announcing it to the world like it's already done could kill that chance entirely. Trump's ego doesn't play games. And right now, Diddy's putting Trump in a position where pardoning him would almost look like Trump got bullied into it. That's not happening. But let's say, hypothetically, that Diddy actually believes this. Let's say he genuinely thinks Trump is coming through. What does that say about his mental state right now? Because from the outside, it looks like denial on a catastrophic level. This is a man who went from private islands and celebrity galas to orange jumpsuits and shared bathrooms. The psychological whiplash of that kind of fall is unimaginable. Some people cope by accepting reality and trying to make the best of it. Others cope by building an alternate reality where everything is fine, where the power never left, where the comeback is just around the corner. Diddy seems to have chosen option 2. He's constructing a narrative where he's still in control, still untouchable, still the guy who makes things happen, admitting that he's powerless, that he's stuck, that he's facing real time with no easy exit, would shatter that identity completely. So instead, he performs, he tells stories, he makes promises, he keeps the illusion alive, not just for the inmates around him, but for himself. Because the alternative, accepting that it's over, that the empire collapsed, that the name doesn't mean what it used to, might be too much to handle. And the tragedy is that this performance has an expiration date. Early 2026 is going to come. January will pass, February will pass, March will pass. And if no pardon shows up, every single person he made promises to will know he was lying. Or worse, delusional. The guy who said he was taking everyone with him will still be sitting in the same cell, facing the same sentence, with the same lack of options. And at that point, the performance ends. The curtain drops, and everyone sees what's really there. Not a mogul, not a power player, just another inmate who tried to talk his way out and failed. There's also the question of why he's making these specific promises to inmates, telling people he's going to take care of them, that he'll remember who stuck by him, that loyalty now equals rewards later. That's textbook manipulation. It's the same tactic he allegedly used on the outside for years. Keep people close by making them feel special, by giving them hope that their association with you will pay off. And in return, they protect you. They cover for you. They don't ask questions. Inside Fort Dix, that dynamic is even more crucial because Diddy doesn't have bodyguards. He doesn't have security teams. He doesn't have the infrastructure that kept him insulated for decades. So he's rebuilding that infrastructure with the only currency he has left, which is promises. Promises that may never get fulfilled. But here's what makes this even sadder. The people who are buying into this, who are believing that Diddy is going to come through for them, are setting themselves up for disappointment. They're inmates who probably don't have much to look forward to, so when someone with Diddy's history and name tells them there's hope, of course they want to believe it. Of course they're going to stand by him. But when the whole thing falls apart, they're the ones left holding the bag. Diddy will move on, find a new strategy, adjust his story. But those guys, they gave their trust to someone who couldn't deliver. And in prison, trust is everything. Now, some people might say, well, what if Trump actually does pardon him? What if this whole thing is real and we're all wrong? Okay, let's entertain that. Let's say Trump wakes up one day and decides to pardon Diddy. The optics of that would be insane. We're talking about a case involving serious allegations, multiple accusers, federal charges that took months to build. For Trump to step in and erase all of that would create a firestorm. The backlash would be immediate and intense, and Trump, for all his controversial moves, usually has some kind of angle, some kind of reasoning he can point to. What's the angle here? What's the justification? Because I'm struggling to see it. Even if Trump wanted to do it for personal reasons, maybe old connections, maybe business ties, maybe just because he felt like it, the political cost would be steep. And Trump, whatever else you want to say about him, is a political calculator. He weighs the cost and benefit of every major move. Pardoning Diddy right now, especially after publicly denying it was on the table, would raise more questions than it answers. Why now? Why him? What's the deal? And those aren't questions Trump typically wants to deal with unless there's a clear win involved. So when you add it all up, the evidence points in one direction. Diddy is not getting pardoned early next year. He's not taking his prison friends with him to some imaginary freedom party. He's serving his time, fighting his appeals, and trying to maintain some sense of control in a situation where he has very little. The brag is a coping mechanism. The promises are survival tactics, and the whole performance is designed to protect his ego and his safety while he figures out what comes next. But the clock is ticking. Early 2026 is not that far away. And when it arrives without a pardon, without a miracle, without any of the things Diddy has been promising, the reality is going to hit hard. Not just for him, but for everyone who believed him. That's when the story shifts from hopeful delusion to unavoidable truth. And in prison, truth doesn't care about your reputation, your history, or how many hits you produced. It just is what it is. So yeah, Diddy can keep bragging. He can keep telling people he's got Trump in his pocket, that the pardon is coming, that everything is going to work out. But the facts tell a different story. The appeals tell a different story. The White House denial tells a different story. And soon enough, time itself is going to tell the final story. The one where the performance ends, the promises collapse, and Diddy has to face what he's been avoiding this whole time. He's not getting out early. He's not taking anyone with him. And the only thing waiting for him in 2026 is the same cell, the same sentence, and the same reality he's been trying so hard to escape. That's the real story here. Not the brag, not the promises, but the desperation underneath it all. A man who built an empire on image and power, now trapped in a place where neither of those things matter, doing everything he can to convince himself and everyone around him that he's still who he used to be. But he's not. And deep down, I think he knows it. The pardon isn't coming. Trump isn't saving him. And the sooner he accepts that, the sooner he can stop performing and start actually dealing with where he is. But something tells me that acceptance is a long way off. And until then, the show continues, even if the audience stopped believing a long time ago. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video to receive more videos like this. Thank you.